Hey there everybody, Decaff here with another YSFlight scenery editor map review. Today we are looking at Taiwan's Hong Kong map. We'd be remiss to be doing all these map reviews and not look at some of Taiwan's works. Between this map and his St. Martin's map, absolutely gorgeous eye candy maps all around. And he has some different techniques that you can actually emulate pretty easily and learn a lot of while you're actually doing them. So one of the cool things that you'll notice here right away is his blocky color patterns. And he does this looking at the topology. So as we're going away from the shoreline, he increases his colors, makes it a little more mountainous looking. And then he also goes in, and only in the highest portions does he make the elevation grids. And these elevation grids are really, really well done. Even though they are different elevation grids, they are connected and they're seamlessly done. The amount of effort and care that he did to make this is incredible, and it really, really, really pays off. It looks amazing, and in the end, it actually runs a little faster because you don't have all these extra spaces in your elevation grid that are looking to be made. They're all there in one elevation grid series that's connected well together. So how can you do that? Well, you can actually go and carefully move all those nodes together and then insert a new elevation grid very, very carefully by using the numeric options available to you, where you just type in coordinates and insert the vertices very carefully. That's how you go and make something like this. Another thing that he does really well is he uses the point arrays to make lights. So at night you see all the lights come up. So in the city and the airports you see all these lights coming around, and it works really, really well. In addition, he also makes a lot of custom elevation grid buildings, and in some cases he goes in and actually makes ground objects of the more detailed and more skyline-esque buildings. So here we have the International Finance Center that he made as a ground object. So let's go in and take a look at his airports, because these airports are absolutely amazing. The amount of care and careful planning that went into making these is really, really, really evident. It comes across in two ways. Number one is the runway markings and the color gradation that he puts in to make these. He goes around, has a little bit of a border, but puts in the color gradation really, really well. Even though that goes all the way around, and so you don't really see the skid marks, you do see that it's separate. It's really, really nice. What I really like is how detailed these turns are. He puts a lot of vertices in very, very carefully to emulate these turns as well as he can, and it comes across really well. Same thing goes for, let's see if I can get it here, for his taxiways. In the taxiways, he has them actually two separate things. He has the yellow and the dark gray or black around it, and then he also has the green lights to go on top of them, and it works really, really well. In addition, he also has all the stop points and things like that that work remarkably well together. Even though there's a lot of detail in here, it's very, very simply done. It's just very, very careful detail that comes in and works this way in. One of the cool things I think about his maps, again, is his terminals, because not only does he have the little jetways here and a general sort of very basic terminal, but he also goes ahead and inserts ground objects for the different airplanes that are around. He goes ahead and puts these guys in here, makes it so that your airport doesn't feel really, really lonely. When you're going and flying around, typically in your maps, it's just you. There's not much else, just you flying in and out. But with these ground objects, it makes you feel a little bit more like you're flying in a real airport. Even if they're not moving, even if they're just parked as ground objects, it works well. One idea that you could add to something like this is put these guys on a motion path following the taxiway. That would be a really, really cool thing that you could put in, and it would really come across well. It would just take a little bit of careful planning. Another thing that he does is he puts lots of little taxiway areas together. He doesn't try to pave the whole thing. He carefully goes in and makes these guys. So let's go and take a look at his other airport here. So we see a lot of the same thing with his runways and his careful turns. But one of the things that I like about this is that it's very, very, very combined. It took some planning, but he combined everything and made it work well together. Everything's overlapped, everything is combined, and then we have the nice things like this terminal that he went and put in. This is actually a ground object. You can tell by the dark blue outline. But he took the care to go in and make that and fit it into the map very, very well. He took the time, carefully laid it out, and did it. So even though you can make maps really quickly, make pretty decent looking airports pretty quickly, and recycle a lot of things, the amount of planning that Taiwan puts into his maps is really evident, and it comes across really, really well. One of the downsides of doing this and making really detailed airports and really detailed sceneries around the airports is that you can't have a very, very large map. This map is not terribly big. This blue box here is about 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers. So if you are looking at that, this map is maybe 20 or 30 kilometers on each side. A fairly small map, but lots and lots of detail. If we made the map much bigger, something like the Arizona map from Stike, that would be a little bit too much detail going into the map, and it would cause a lot of lag to go. So because he has a smaller map here, he can go in and really lay on the detail. So I encourage you to look at what he's done, emulate the things that he's worked on. It is a really, really, really good example of making detailed airports and maps. So if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them in the comment section down below. I'll do my best to answer them. If you have the time, go and look at this map, open it up in Scenery Editor, go ahead and fly it for a while, look at all the different features that you find and attract your eye. Those are the things that you're going to want to emulate from him. So until the next video, good luck and have fun.